Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome to the video. On this video I am going to walk you through the process of creating a listing on Etsy. I will start at the point where I will assume you already have your account set up and you want to create your first listing. If you've listed on eBay or Poshmark or somewhere, it's pretty similar. There's a few specific details to Etsy that you have to pay attention to. One, because Etsy only allows vintage, handmade, or craft supplies to be sold on their website. So if you're an eBay seller, basically it's going to limit you to your vintage items only. So there's a few check marks that you have to put specific to what you're selling. The only other tricky thing is the shipping. We'll get into that on the video once I get on the computer. So let's go get on the computer and we'll go through the process. If you have any questions, please put them in the box below and I will do my best to answer them. Let's go. Okay guys, so here we are. You are on your main page of your store that you have created on Etsy. I'm just using, this is a local business that I do all their internet work for. It's just a unique decor. They sell vintage furniture and accessories. So we actually ship a lot of big pieces, but I'm going to use a small piece for this example. So from your main page up the top right here, you want to click Shop Manager. That's going to bring you into your back office pretty much. Basically just click Listings. Up on the top right, you'll see this box, Add a Listing. If you click that, it would bring you to a blank listing page where you can enter all your information. I'm going to use one that's already set up so you can see all the information that's already in there. So I'm going to use this vintage sailboat as an example. So once you click your Add a Listing, all this would, same thing except it would be blank. So the first section is your pictures. Just like eBay, just click Add a Photo, you upload your pictures. The only thing difference is right here where it says Adjust Thumbnail. This is your main picture. So if you click Adjust Thumbnail, you can zoom in and out, so forth. Save, and that's really all you can do. But that Adjust Thumbnail area, that's going to be your main thumbnail picture for your listing. Listings detail section, the next section down. You want to put your title. Gives you so much. This one just says Vintage Handmade Wooden Sailboat. Just like eBay, put a descriptive title. This section is important right here to Etsy about this listing. And if you click this, if you're unfamiliar, you can read up on it, learn more about what types of items are allowed on Etsy. And these has to be clicked off. So right here, either you made it, a member of your shop made it, or another company or person. And that goes back to what I said in the intro. You can only sell vintage, handmade, or craft supplies for people who make things. So if you're selling a finished product, if you have a vintage jacket, you're going to click off another person or company, another company or person. Next box gives you two choices, a finished product or a supply or tool to make things. Again, back to what I originally said. So you're dealing with the finished product. And then this section, when was it made? Made to order, that would go to handmade items. Recently, now this recently stuff, if you're selling clothing, you're going to want to be in this vintage section. Because recently is going to basically pertain to crafts or handmade items. If you're selling a finished product made by another company, you want to go in this vintage. Now, I have not found them to really scrutinize this section. The furniture store that I work on for this account, we sell a lot of stuff from anywhere from the 40s up until the 80s. And if you're unsure, I just click before 2000. And we've never had a problem. The next section is your category. Okay? If you start to type right now, it comes up your issue. So let's say you're selling a men's vintage wool jacket. So you can put in men's jacket, and now it gives you drop-down choices to choose. Men's jacket and coats, and you would choose that. Okay, I'm just going to cancel to change the category. But you see right here, like this listing is for a statue of a sailboat. So I put in statues, and then it gives you your categories. Home living, home decor, statues. So you can put multiple things. So type in what it is. It's going to give you a drop down below, and you can start choosing your categories. Next, now the rest of these are optional, but it's always good, just like on eBay, the more information you put, the more searches you will turn up in. Primary color gives you all your choices. You get a secondary color if you want. A room. Now this pertains to mostly furniture stuff. You can click off 5 choices of what rooms. If you're selling something, you know, if you're selling a VCR or old electronics, you could put bedroom, office, you know, whatever be the case. It's just more options to put. Scroll down. Occasion. I never really put nothing there. Birthday, anniversary. I mean, if it's something that could be a gift, you could click something off there if you'd like. Same with the holiday. You know, if it's a Christmas ornament that's vintage, click off Christmas. Your renewal options. Now on this Etsy, they charge you 20 cents per listing. So you can do automatic. So when it refreshes, it'll do a... I always click off manual, just so we can know that it's expired and we can keep track of our inventory. If it's obviously going to be a physical item that you are selling. Your description box, just like on eBay, put as much description you can, and if whatever you want in there. I always put a description. I always put measurements. Ships via USPS. Now this part, Etsy does have international buyers. We will get to the shipping section, and that's where it gets a little tricky, because with international shipping on Etsy, you're basically printing your label, but you don't know where it's going to go. Not like unlike on eBay, where they have the global shipping, it's basically sent to Kentucky, so it's like shipping it in the US. Then the buyer pays eBay directly. You don't even get involved in that for the international leg of the shipment. But on here, we don't know where it's going to go. So it might cost $15 and go to England. It might cost $20 and go to China. So I always put this for international shipping available. Send us a message with your address for a shipping quote prior to purchase. International shipping is not free. And when I get to the shipping section, I'll show you what I mean, and I'll show you how that works. It's a little tricky. Etsy needs to really get caught up with the game of this and fix this problem. Okay, so that's your description box. Section right here, optional. If you're gonna have a lot of items for sale, you can create your sections. Men's clothing, women's clothing, shoes, and so forth. Like you can see, these are all the sections we have: lighting, statues and figures, crystal and glass, miscellaneous decor, ceramics, pottery, and so forth. So you can create sections and then add that listing into that section for people who are searching your main page. Your tags section, if you're familiar with, like when you create a video on YouTube, tags are what people to help for search words. So this item is a vintage, I'll show you the picture again, it's a wooden sailboat. So my tags are ship, sail, sailboat, boat, carved, wood, wooden, yacht, handmade, nautical. And you have your materials section, wood, string. If it's a jacket and it's wool, put wool, cotton, you know, whatever be the case. So again, these are all optional, but they do help in search results. Inventory and pricing, you're going to put your price, your quantity, and if you do an inventory SKU, you put your SKU in here. Next section down, you have your variations. If you do that, we don't deal with that. I don't ever deal with the personalization. That's more for hand-created things where someone's buying something that can be personalized, say with like initials or an engraving or something. Now your shipping section. shipping costs. You can either enter them manually or you can click calculate them for me. We always do manually. I think when you do to calculate for me, I would suggest you mess around with that, but it always comes out a lot higher priced, and that can scare off a lot of buyers. So I always do click the manually, and then shipping origin. You're in the United States. You give United States. Processing time, we always leave 1 to 3 business days. I think that's a fair number. You don't want to do any more than that. You know, people don't really like to wait for things they buy. So 1 to 3 is a fair number. Now your standard shipping section, shipping carrier, you can choose your UP, USPS, FedEx, UPS. The type of carrier, you know, kind of priority mail, fixed cost, the price. Now if you're shipping in the United States, say you're shipping we'll use that again, a men's jacket, okay? It's obviously going to be over a pound. So if you're going to do USPS priority, depending how big of a jacket, you might get in a medium-sized flat rate. You might be able to fold it up and get in a Tyvek envelope. So you're going to look in your $10 to $12, $14 range. That's something that, you know, you'll get used to finding your price. You know, if anything I can say is weigh it out and learn your weights and prices. Now, if you get to international, everywhere else, shipping carrier, we always use USPS for international. The mail class, obviously, would be international, but I leave that blank. Now, here's where it gets tricky, because you don't want to do a fixed cost and then put a price in here, because you don't know if the item is going to be $15 or $40 to ship to an international country. So, unfortunately, you have to leave it clicked off at free shipping. Now that confuses a lot of buyers who don't know how the website works. And that goes back to why I put in the comments, international shipping is not free. Contact us with your information to give you a quote prior to purchase. Now you are going to run into people buying international, and we've had it happen where they bought like a big shelf or a lamp, and they think it's going to be free. So once if they purchase it prior to contacting you, and then they pay right away, now they might pay say $100 for an item, but they think it's going to ship free. Then you got to send them a message and say, you know, please refer to the comments on the item. International shipping is not free. Please give me your address so I can give you a quote. Now you're going to get somewhere they're just going to say, well, forget it, I want to cancel. Your best bet, just cancel it and move on. If they give you your address, then you can go through your different carriers and see maybe what the cheapest. Use FedEx, UPS, USPS. Get their address. You're going to have to figure out what size box and weight, and then get your quote. Give them the quote. If they accept it, then what you have to do is you're going to have to go back up top. This is where it gets tricky. Where we started, you're going to have to click add another listing, and you're going to have to create a new listing where they pay for just the shipping. So you might want to put just one picture of whatever item it is that they are buying, and then if you can add for the title, okay, instead of vintage handmade wooden sailboat, whatever, say, use their first name. Say their name is Mike. I would call the title Shipping for Mike Wooden Sailboat. Okay, so you titled it Shipping for Mike, and then you go down, you click this stuff off, the same as well. You don't have to worry about all the other details in there. In your comment box, just put this listing is the shipping charge from Mike, handmade wooden sailboat. And then you go all the way down, and then in the item price, say your shipping is $40. You will put your price in there. But actually, excuse me, I need to correct that. What you're going to have to do is you cannot leave it free. So here you will put $1, and then in the shipping, if it was 40, you would come down, and here you would put, let's go to international, you would put fixed cost, and you would put $39, and that would come out to $40, okay? And then if you scroll down the bottom, you'll see where it comes out to your total to make sure. But you have to put a price in there. So you have to put $1, or you could put more, whatever you know, how you want to balance it out. And then I would send another message once you create your listing, once you publish it down here on the bottom. Tell the buyer, okay, your listing is created. It's the picture of the boat and it says shipping from Mike. That is where you need to purchase your shipping cost. And then once they do it, then you can ship it out. Okay? So that's really it. Once you get down here, you have all your shipping done. The optional, the weight, size, all that does not matter. You don't have to put that in. Make sure down here at the bottom, your total price is accurate. If it's United States, it should be the total of your item price and your shipping. If it's going to be an international buy, you know, it'll still show this, but that $14 for the United States shipping won't be added to that. You click your publish and you're listed. So real simple. The only thing that gets confusing is the shipping. And I've had buyers when we first started on Etsy say, oh, I thought shipping was free. And when I was doing the listings, I was really confused about how to do that. And I called Etsy and I spoke to them and they said that's just how it goes. Create a new listing for the shipping cost. If they don't want it, then you just cancel the sale. So that's kind of like a flaw in their system. Hopefully they get that worked out one day. And that's it. You know, your left side, all your tabs here, your back office stuff. The conversations is where you can message people. Orders and shipping. Once that, if someone buys something, let me complete that so it doesn't get screwed up. Your orders and shipping. If someone ever buys something, you'll get a message. And then this is where you would come. Their system is a little slow. And then you would have it right here. There's the listing, and then you could go and you could print your label and everything. More actions. Okay. So that's really it. Now once someone buys something, Etsy holds the money and you set up when you want your deposit. If you don't put in specifics, every Monday they deposit your money from the week into your whatever, however you linked your account, your bank account. So every Monday you will get all your funds deposited. And then they will do the same as the ones when you create your listings, those fees all come out of your account. If you have money held, otherwise it'll come from your linked account. And that's really it. But all these settings, just like YouTube, well, YouTube or eBay, I should say, because that's probably what you're dealing with. Just go through here and check out all the different options. But listing is very simple. Shipping gets a little confusing, a flaw in their system, but it's once you learn it, like anything else, it's not so bad. All right, guys, that's it. I hope this helped. You learn the process of listing on Etsy. Not too difficult. If you do have any questions, if I missed something or something you don't understand, please ask down below, and I will be sure to answer you the best that I can. It's not too difficult. Once you learn it, no big deal. A few tricks, but you'll get through it. So please like this video. Check out my other videos. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you later. Bye.